All right, good morning, everybody. I just like to thank everybody for coming, and you might be thinking, why are we making such a big deal about a coffee house of the college campus? But if you go to any college campus in this country, you'll see that students come around the coffee place. They'll sit there, they'll study, they'll talk, they'll share stories. And when you come back in about a month, we'll be having furniture out here, patio type furniture, so students can come here and work in the evenings and study, get something to drink, and just to hang out. Because a big part of college is the experience that you have in college. And it took a lot of people to make this happen. But the idea is we're trying to make the campus so that it's a place students want to come to, a place that students feel proud about coming to. And that's what we're trying to look at. So this is just one step. It's a symbolic step, but it is one step as we move forward. The renovation of the first floor. I've been talking to orientation for the last couple hours, and one of the things I bring up is that in that first floor we have all these TVs. We don't want to just make it as a lecture hall, but on Sundays maybe we could have football games shown in there. And the only thing there is that no Dallas Cowboys and no Denver Bronco games. But other than that, you know, anybody else would be fine, especially the Raiders, as we go forward. But the idea is, how do we try to build a community here at Gwinnett College? How do we build it not just for today, but also for, like my granddaughter here, Angela, that when she gets to college, what will this campus look like? What will our curriculum be like? How many degrees will we have? What kind of doctoral degrees will we have? All of that starts by planning and thinking today. And by having a place that students can come to, where they start saying, I would like to try to get a degree in whatever that might be. Then that gives us an opportunity to begin to think about, we should create a degree in this area. Maybe it's microbiology. Maybe it's something as like what we're doing right now, a fine art degree in creative writing. All of these ideas don't come from us. They come from students. And that place of where you get together and you share ideas, that's what we're trying to create here, is a place when you have a college atmosphere, when you have a college campus, it's a place of how do we share those ideas? How do we don't just look for people that think like us, act like us, but how do we then challenge the ideas we have? We're faced with a lot of problems today, a lot of challenges. Turn on the TV, it's a very scary time. Turn on the radio and you want to just turn it off when the news comes on. But what we want to be at Gwinnett College is a place that we can look to for solutions. Those solutions start with our students, mentored and taught by our faculty to solve the problems that will be coming up in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, as well as coming up next month, next week, and tomorrow. That's what the college is all about. We're trying to find a place of relevancy, not just for the future, but today. So when we think about the coffee shop, when we think about Warrior Coffee, I remember what our regent said last week when he said, warriors, who are we fighting against? Right? What is it about the warriors? But it's the mentality of always moving forward, of always fighting the good fight, fighting for what is right, fighting for the Navajo Nation. That's what Gwinnett College is about. It's not about you go to school, you get a grade, and that's it. No, it's about building the Navajo Nation. A lot of you remember right here, there was a big crack about a foot wide. And we thought, oh my God, it's going to just fall apart. But now you look at it, that's not just paint. They raised the whole side of this building, pushed it back together, and made it stronger. This foundation that had shifted, and the reason we had to renovate was the building shifted. It shifted like 1.5 inches or 2. If it would have shifted 1 more inch, a 1/2 inch, we'd have to tear the whole building down. It's a great metaphor for what we go through in life. The idea of saying, you know what, we may have some problems. We may have had some foundational shifts, but we can make ourselves better. That's what education is about. So we celebrate an opening of the first floor of the coffee shop. But what we're really celebrating is the potential of this college and the potential of the Navajo Nation. That's what I see when I see Warrior Coffee. I don't see a latte, though I do like iced coffee pretty much, right? But I see the potential that students have when they sit around and they talk about, this is the future of the Navajo Nation I want. This is what I want to create. This is what I want my children to look at me and say, in my case, this is what I want Angela, when she looks at me, to say, my grandpa helped. Or as she calls me, my gramps. That's what we're here for. It's not about ourselves, it's about all of the students. And for that, I want to thank you. A lot of people put a lot of effort into this. The IT department did a wonderful job in making it. This whole area will have Wi-Fi, and so it'll be a community. And Joy and her team have done a wonderful job. Leon Jackson, Delbert Paquin did a wonderful job in overseeing the construction. Bo Lewis did a great job in making sure we stayed on task and saying, you know what, let's make sure we just don't put old furniture back in, and found the money to upgrade all of the furniture that we have in there. A lot of people put a lot of effort into this. Geraldine Garrity, our provost, worked to make sure that those classrooms, you know, our idea for this first floor now is to be a training center for the Navajo Nation. Think about it, we could house over close to 200 people here. Right now, the Navajo Nation spends millions and millions, almost $20-something million on sending people outside the reservation to be trained because there's no facility within. We have the knowledge. Now we have a place. That's the ideas that we're looking at as we move forward. And those are the kinds of things that we're doing. So I just want to thank all of our team and LA and her team for putting this live. Thank you, everybody, for the work you all do. Thank you, Vendors Frontier, for coming out. Thank you to the radio station, Land Grant Office, my daughter-in-law, Tsaile, selling over here. Thank you, everybody, for making this a success. Have a great year. Thanks.